Hello, everyone. We appreciate you being here on time. To ensure everyone can participate, we just wait for another minute or two. Then we can wait for a few minutes. Then we can start 11:02. Thank you for your patience. Great. So, good morning, everyone. I'm thrilled to welcome you today's webinar on Manufacturing 4.0. This is going to be a more informative and inspiring session as the automation and AI technologies are going to be a real driver for manufacturing companies like yours. These technologies, which we are going to discuss, are designed to help streamline your manufacturing process and remove unnecessary cost, making your operation more efficient and cost efficient. Before we dive in, let me introduce myself and my incredible colleagues who will be sharing their expertise today. I'm Pravina Shenoy, Country Manager at Opsio. My role is to help organizations embrace emerging technologies and achieve impactful outcome with their ecosystem. Let me introduce my team. First, we have Vaishnavi, a director of our AIML team. With her vast experience and expertise in artificial intelligence and machine learning, she leads the development of tailored solutions that address the key challenges in manufacturing. Thank you, Vaishnavi, for joining us today. Next, we have Navya, our business development lead. She has been extensively understanding of industry need and has been instrumental in building the strong partnership with the businesses of all the sizes. She focused on providing the customized AI ML solutions to meet a unique requirement. Thank you, Navya, for being here today. Great. So, as I said initially, our goal today is to inspire and empower you with the actionable insights on integrating automation and AI into your operations. Manufacturing 4.0 is more than a buzzword. It is a key to stay competitive, drive efficient, and build a sustainable future. By end of this session, we hope you will leave with the practical ideas and bring this innovation to life to make a measurable impact to your business. So, thank you for being here on time, and we are excited to explore this transformation journey with you. Let me take you through the agenda first. We will begin by introducing Opsio, who we are, what we do, and how we help the businesses innovate smarter and faster way. Next, we will explore the smart production roadmap, showcasing the shift from the traditional process to the cutting edge workflows. Then, we will dive into the latest technologies and trend, highlighting the future of deployment with digital twin, predictive maintenance, and many more others, with sharing the real world success stories with you all. Finally, we will discuss how Opsio can support you with a tailor-made solution and the proof of concept initiative to overcome these challenges and achieve success. Moving to next about Opsio. We are a sustainable innovation partner. Our focus is to facilitate a significant innovation and cutting edge technologies into your ecosystem and relieve you from your operation burden so that you can focus on your business goals. We, as an IT provider, we take the responsibilities in our shoulders and drive you towards the success and manage them too. Currently, we operate from two regions. Our head office is in Sweden, Karlstad, and regional office is in Bangalore, India. Both locations we equally equipped with the similar headcounts and the technologies, serving the need of our respective regions. Under the Make in India initiative, we undertake a global project and deliver the top-notch solutions from our Bangalore office. As you know, certification is very crucial for expertise, and we take a pride of having over 100 plus certification in-house. Further, to support our capabilities, we are an advanced partner with leading cloud providers such as AWS, Azure, and GCPs. Additionally, we have a significant expertise working with on-premises solution in VMware, as many of our clients are relying on on-premises setup. We have been completed more than 3,000 plus projects worldwide, and we maintain the customer satisfaction rate by 99.5%. Below are the customers from the various sectors, showcasing our sector agnostic solutions that cater the wide range of industries. Let's learn how manufacturing trends look in these days. AI adaptation is a revolutionizing in Indian manufacturing without any doubt. For the past 2 years, this adaptation has grown by 20%. As per these study reports stated, with 54% of the companies already using these services into their operation. This shift is accelerating by 2025, which is this year. 40% of the manufacturing expenditure will go towards the digital technologies, which is double what we have seen in 2021. With the AI market in manufacturing set to grow nearly 59% annually. Isn't just a trend, this is the future. So your competitors are already scaling with AI. Now it's a time to act, innovate, and lead. Together, we can dive the Industry 4.0 transformation and unlock incredible opportunities for growth and success. Let me take you through how the company started the discussion with Opsios. With the support of Sweden Embassy and Business Sweden, we had an opportunities to engage in the meaningful discussion with several companies that are advancing rapidly in their adoption of AI ML technologies. While I won't name these companies or organization, you can easily identify them with their logos, right? So they are the giants and their respective sectors play a significant role in contributing and booming the Indian economy. These companies span diverse sectors such as, here you could see a steel, a paper, hospitalities, including the neighbor government as well. And in the next slide, you could see the companies like retail, e-commerce, manufacturing, energy, semi-government, so on and so forth. And their progress in AI ML is setting a benchmark and demonstrating how a digital transformation can drive efficiency and innovation across these industries. It's inevitable. So ladies and gentlemen, please fasten your seatbelt as we are dive into the latest tools and technologies designed to drive a successful implementation and provide you a key insight into manufacturing 4.0. We will cover tools, case studies, cost, and many more interesting insights. Now I would like to invite my colleague Navya Matthew to take us through this exciting session. Over to you, Navya. Thank you.
Thank you, Pravina. And that was truly amazing and insightful intro. I really truly appreciate it. And once again, thank you all for joining today's webinar. So without further ado, let's get started with the key aspect of today's session, the manufacturing 4.0. It is a vast and dynamic concept. It's not just a prediction, it's a vision of where we are headed and driven by the pace of innovation we see around us every day. So it spans a wide range of technologies, processes, and goals. But the key element that drives the transformation are artificial intelligence, machine learning, and Internet of Things, aka AI, ML, and IoT. So today I'll take you through a very simplified overview of manufacturing 4.0 and its possibilities. So together we'll be exploring some of the most impactful applications of these technologies in the manufacturing industry. Hence, I would like to start with an intriguing insight from a McKinsey study that sets the stage beautifully, which visualizes the impact of what we are discussing today. So here we go. So I want all of you focus on the obvious, hard to ignore big blue numbers on the screen. 5.5 to 12.6 trillion USD. Yes, you heard it right, trillion. And that's how much the businesses globally are expected to save by 2030. And all thanks to smart manufacturing technologies. And now I know these numbers sound a bit massive, even overwhelming, but we'll break it down. So naturally, the question would arise like, where do these savings come from? And the answer is very simple. It is about solving the real challenges smarter, faster, and with fewer resources. So this can be achieved through the foundational pillars of the manufacturing 4.0, which is built upon. So what are those pillars? Let's get acquainted with them. The first pillar we're going to understand is digitization. This is the entry point where the technology comes into play. So it is about integrating the technologies like AI, ML, and IoT into your system. And that allows us to turn the information into action. Think of this as laying a groundwork for the transformation. Without it, we can't build the rest. And next is automation. Here's where the things get really exciting. So we take those technologies and make it work for us. So automation helps us to reduce the manual effort and human error. But it's not just about the efficiency. It's about the precision and quality. So doing things right first time and every time. So just introspect, like wouldn't it be amazing if a factory floor in Chennai or in Pune could like operate seamlessly even during unexpected disruptions? Because machines could adapt and self-correct in real time. Perfect, right? That reality is not that far. And now automation to truly shine, we need integration. And that brings us to the third pillar. This is where the magic happens. So, integration is about connecting everything the machine, system, and people into a unified network. So, this interconnectedness allows the data to flow seamlessly, giving us the insight to make informed data driven decisions. And so just envision like your machines aren't just coexisting, but working together like a synchronized cricket team. So each player is contributing to the win. And finally, flexibility. So this is a critical factor in today's dynamic world. It ensures like that the solutions we build can adapt, evolve, and scale. So whether it's like handling sudden changes in demand or evolving the customer satisfaction and expectations, flexibility is what keeps us future ready. Thus, it ensures that we are not stuck in any outdated process. Because let's face it, in today's world, the only constant is change. So when these four pillars work together, what do we get? What are we waiting for? Let's roll to explore. It leads to big wins. I would say a total game changer. So what do we get first? We achieve higher efficiency. This isn't just about working faster, it's about reducing the downtime, optimizing resources, and ensuring smooth operations, followed by improved quality. So, by leveraging data driven insights, we can just eliminate all the guesswork. So, for instance, the machine on your production line will use ML algorithms to detect and correct in real time. It's like having a superhuman quality control expert working round the clock. And in that way, it leads to savings. So we see like significant cost savings. So by optimizing the processes, reducing waste, and improving resource utilization, the savings just stack up quickly. And let's not forget sustainability. So, by reducing energy consumption and waste, we're not just saving money, we are making our processes environmental friendly, which is increasing crucial factor in today's world. And finally, faster pace of innovation. So, the ability to adapt quickly and improve continuously it is what sets industry leaders apart. Just think again. How many of us have struggled with supply chain disruptions or fluctuating market demands? Nah, not anymore. So, with Manufacturing 4.0, we are building systems that don't just react, but proactively adopt and improve. And you're getting the thrills, because I am. This might tickle your brains with one question: how do we achieve this value? So, the value of what we are discussing today is, above all else, it enables us to be data driven to the core. It's about getting better at making decisions, not based on guesswork, but on real actionable insights. And we'll explore the technologies that create the conditions for us to predict the problems, or by solving them even before they arise. Adapt. Whether it's the product, the processes, or the entire operations at a far different scale. Integrate these technologies in a cohesive, seamless network using the tools like Internet of Things or IoT, and increasing agility and scalability. So we can grow, pivot, scale, or even shrink as needed, and not just quickly, but in a way that's data informed and insightful. So all of this is made possible through the technologies such as AI, ML, and IoT, which are the building blocks of smart manufacturing, the core of what we call Manufacturing 4.0. But let me make one thing clear. These technologies, AI, ML, and IoT, are not magic. So they are just tools that extend what we are already capable of doing and help us to do it better. I would like to explain what I mean with a very simple analogy. So imagine you are a chef running a very busy restaurant kitchen. And you have got a full house, and your sole goal is to serve high quality dishes efficiently. Would you insist on chopping the vegetables with a dull knife or beating the batter with a fork? Of course not, right? So you would use a sharp knife, an electric mixer, or even state of the art oven, because these tools will help you work faster with more precision and consistently deliver great results. So the tools themselves don't cook the meal, you do, but they enable you to perform at a much higher level. So now apply this logic to manufacturing. AI, ML, and IoT are like the sharp knife or the electric mixer in the kitchen. They don't replace us or solve the problems on their own. We solve the problems. So these tools simply allow us to do it faster, smarter, and better. And here's the kicker: it's not rocket science. So the real challenge is in the tools. It's recognizing when and how to use them effectively. So, where I'm getting with all of this is that opting the right tools for the right purpose. That's what Manufacturing 4.0 is all about. So it's purpose driven, intentional applications of tools like AI, ML, and IoT to achieve specific outcomes that matter: the efficiency, adaptability, and scalability. Now, that might spark a thought in all our minds, a crucial one. What's the catch? Are there any risks? Surely there must be, right? Let's see. Of course, there are risks. And one of the biggest risks is neomania, an obsession with adopting new technologies just because it's new. And I call it technology for technology's sake. So we sometimes get so excited about the new tech that we forget to ask, what problem are we solving? And this is a trap we must always try to avoid. So every implementation must be driven by a purpose. Start with the problem, then find the right technologies to solve it. So to make it more relatable, if your car breaks down on the highway, Would you buy a new car engine without first diagnosing the problem? Of course not. You would first figure out whether it's a flat tire or an empty fuel tank or something else. Only then you would take the action, right? So, this same principle applies here. Purpose driven adoption ensures that we maximize the value and avoid wasted resources. How do we do this? Let's see. Start small, think big. This might sound very simple, but it's very profound. So, the idea is to start with small, measurable steps while keeping the bigger picture in mind. So, it's about building a momentum, one step at a time, towards a transformative future. And speaking of small steps, let's take a look at a roadmap and then we move to some real world applications that are already making big impacts. Here we are looking at the timeline of industry development, and I'll be breaking it down step by step. We can see like how far we have come and where we are headed to. So we start back in the 20th century. This is where the industrial revolution laid the foundation. So we started using the machines, we made our processes more efficient, we embraced mass production. But here's the key. It was all done manually. Control and optimization were entirely based on observation and human experience. Now let's fast forward to today, 2025. Here, we are building what we call smart factories. Factories that are powered by sensors, integrations, and advanced technologies that again helps us data-driven decision making. So we are not just optimizing, but we are automating. And the beauty of it, we don't need to throw away what we have built over the decades. We can layer it, or we can layer the intelligence on top of the existing systems. And but if we take a step forward just to 2030, which is like in next 5 years, things start to scale up dramatically. By then, we'll be seeing like predictive maintenance being applied on massive scale so that the machine failures and downtimes become like almost a thing of the past. So production lines will become dynamically adjustable and the decisions they'll be driven by real-time visualized data and not guesswork. And then there's 2035, the future that might feel like a science fiction. By then, we'll have self learning systems, self healing systems, and entirely self driving production lines. And we will even leverage like new materials and methods that take our industry to just unimaginable heights. This is the sorry, the big picture I'm talking about. This is what we mean when we say start small, think big. Because let's be real, no one just jump straight to 2035 overnight, right? We are where we are today in 2025. And it gives us the golden opportunity to position ourselves for the future while reaping immediate benefits by adopting these new technologies now. So that's the timeline and a roadmap of where we are and where we are headed. So now let's talk about the technologies and areas that are driving these changes, specifically the tools and applications that we already use today to see the results. And in this, I will just quickly brush over and summarize some of the key applications of AI/ML that are already reshaping the manufacturing as we know it. And don't worry, we'll be definitely diving into each one of these in detail, one by one. So first, we have visual inspection, an absolute game changer for quality control. So using cameras and machine learning, you can automate the product inspections, spot defects, and ensure consistency at a scale. And next is predictive maintenance. With the help of sensors and ML, we can monitor the machines in real time, predict the failures before even they happen, and reduce costly downtimes. So think of this as moving from reactive fixes to proactive solutions. Then we have supply and demand forecasting. This application leverages internal as well as external sources to predict the sales trends and production capacity. So it helps you to plan smarter and reduce the waste. And finally, there's digital twin technology. Just like it sounds, this creates a virtual replica of the production process. So it provides a maximum visualized insight. into the operations and allow us to run simulations to test the changes in a way without disrupting your actual system. So it's like having a central hub that ties everything together. Now, that was me just touching the tip of the iceberg. To guide you deeper into each one, the expert herself will break these down for you and in even more depth, insights, and examples. So, gear up, guys, because we are about to ignite something remarkable. You fired up, Vaishnavi?
Yes.
Over to you
Thank
then.
you, Navya. Thank you. Thank you for showing us where the manufacturing 4.0 is heading. And now to build on top of what Navya said, we will be seeing some services and the applications that supports manufacturing 4.0 mission. The first application that you see here is called visual inspection using computer vision. Now, when we think about visual inspection, we know that it has always been that critical part of quality control in manufacturing. But with remarkable advancement that has surfaced with computer vision, we can now automate this process with speed and precision that we're all looking for in those production lines. By using AI and advanced imaging techniques, we can implement a system that inspects the products on the production line in real time and detects the defects that may not be easily visible to us as operators or occur too quickly for manual inspections. It's like having the best of both worlds, having sharp vision with automation to identify defects that are easily visible and quickly identifiable. Now, what does this mean for production teams? As you can see here in the dashboard, it's a system that has core components. Firstly, specialized cameras. Mostly these are industrial grade cameras. Then computer vision, which is powered by advanced machine learning algorithms. Finally, an application software that gives information in the form of dashboard. So all these components form a system to detect how many bolts are being fitted in the engine assembly, how many caps are being placed, and also if there are any scratches on the components. And the results are displayed on the right side of the dashboard. Now, we can't overstate how valuable this is for production engineers or the teams, let's say, who are producing 100 units per day, and they have to manually check all these inspection points for all the production batches. This is where visual inspection using computer vision can support the engineers. They can inspect all the inspection locations in real time, allowing them to quickly move on to the next step of the production without having to worry about refitments. Basically, this is a system that reduces the time and effort for manual inspections and checks while also ensuring accuracy and consistency of producing high quality products at a larger scale. I can share an example for this. Recently, we worked with a customer who wanted a similar solution for their truck engine assembly. So, the primary requirement of theirs was to have a system that can detect deviations in the gearbox assembly during the fitment and alert the engineers upon finding some deviations immediately. They wanted such kind of a system because the manual fitment that they were doing there often lacked precision and led to many reworks and delays in the production. So we implemented a similar system which successfully identified deviations in the gearbox assembly, helping them to improve the precision and reduce delays over time. Now that we have covered what is visual inspection and their usages, let's look at the value it brings. The first and foremost benefit that we have here is it automatically detects defects, which leads to higher product quality with minimal wastage. Since it operates continuously in real time, it monitors critical parameters, giving us information that we might miss otherwise. It makes the production flow smoother, resulting in better product quality. And as this is in an automated fashion, it reduces the need for manual checks, saving both time and resources. Then, by identifying defects early on, it prevents defective products moving further down the production line or reaching even the market, hence cutting down those costly issues. Lastly, the system generates automated defect reports, giving us traceability of those products that we all need, so the production teams can make better decisions on it and how to improvise it. Next, let's see what are the process involved in it. As I mentioned before, The vision systems have higher resolution camera that captures visual data samples on the production line of the products, whether as images or video frames. Then this data is sent to vision system where it is processed and analyzed, making it ready for the identification of defects. Using advanced AI algorithms, the system performs in-depth analysis to see if there are any patterns or anomalies in the collected data that might indicate some issues. As the data is analyzed, real-time feedback is displayed on the dashboard, giving immediate results into product quality as we saw previously in the dashboard. Then, based on the analysis, the system automatically triggers actions and notifications to the operators with corrective measures as and when it is needed. Finally, the system ensures quality standards are met continuously by measuring the product quality and displaying to the operators. Now, I think we can see the full picture of visual inspection and how it works in a manufacturing facility. Next, let's see what are the key benefits that we get from it. The first benefit is that it helps us to achieve 99% of accuracy in identifying defects compared to manual inspections. Next, defect detection happens automatically, making identification process much faster, especially when the production volumes are high. Then, as the inspection is automated, the production speed increases and so does the quality of the products. Now that we have summarized the key benefits of visual inspection using computer vision, let's briefly discuss the cost aspect as well. The cost per application or installation starts at approximately 1,30,000 per month. Basically, this is billed as a subscription model. But what's important to note is that there are no cloud costs involved in this because we don't need it unless it is specifically specified by any customer, because most of these deployments happen on premises. The cost here also depends on the number of cameras required and the specific task that they need to perform. For example, if an inspection has to happen and needs laser cameras or a camera on a robotic arm, so all these can influence the overall price as well. So for this cost, we will have a fixed camera setup that can provide everything we saw earlier in the dashboard, but also with implementation, operation, SLA, which is troubleshooting issues and finding resolution for it, dashboard and training to the production teams. Considering the significant return on investment with the solution, we believe it's a very cost-effective application. Next, we will see another application which provides similar benefits in an industrial setup. Now, when we say industrial setup, we know that maintenance is one of the significant parts of manufacturing facility because we need all those critical machines to be working in an optimal level when the productions are happening on a daily basis. But more often than usual, the maintenance schedules are either time-based, meaning it is performed to prevent the downtime, or reactive based to repair the machine after it goes down. Both are inefficient as both are tied with hampering production and excessive cost. Predictive maintenance is one such application that gives us the liberty to have the control over the maintenance of those critical machines. So what it does is that with different types of IoT sensors subjective to each machine's working purposes, it gains access to the machine's health and assesses the overall system to give us an understanding of whether the machine is working in a good condition or not. Basically, it helps us to schedule the maintenance at the most cost-effective and convenient time, where the machine continues to operate while avoiding unnecessary production interruptions. It's like giving the machine the ability to talk and express how they are feeling. Seeing this, if we really think about it, most industrial machines doesn't break down suddenly. Instead, they gradually deteriorate over weeks and months of time, giving us many different signals that we often miss. And that is why it is important to have such applications where early signs like slight changes in the temperature of the machine or even the vibration levels can be detected. And as a result, it gives us with the time needed to plan for a maintenance and carry out repairs before the machine fails. Here in the dashboard, as you can see, these are the vibration readings that were collected from a machine through vibration and temperature sensors. And with the help of machine learning, we can assess the current health of the machine and predict when it will need maintenance. I can share an example for this as well. So we worked with a customer where we used vibration analysis and machine learning to monitor the health of a overhead conveyor and roller, which are responsible for lifting and moving truck cabins in the facility. So we installed sensors to track vibration and temperature levels and developed a system to analyze this data to spot any early signs of issues like wear and tear or misalignment before they could become a bigger problem. So when there is an actual need for maintenance, the system sends alerts and the teams plan the based on the alerts plan their repairs ahead. Now that we understand what is predictive maintenance, let's see how it can really help us in detail. First, it monitors the machine's critical parameters like vibration levels and temperature through appropriate sensors. Then it makes the machine to communicate through various signals, helping them to get better and repaired sooner. It allows operators to expect failures by sending off warnings related to component issues so that the maintenance engineers can be fully prepared for the maintenance. Then it optimizes maintenance by reducing unnecessary time consuming inspections that may not be efficient for the production. Then it helps to maximize the life of machine by constantly checking its health. It's called as RUL, remaining useful life of the machine. And finally, it reduces unplanned maintenance and improves both production continuity and efficiency. Next, let's see how this is actually done. The process starts with evaluating the critical assets that will benefit the most from the predictive maintenance program. Once we identify the right machine, we select the appropriate sensors and install them in a critical location, for example, motor bearings. Once this is done, we start collecting the data and send it to a system where they get analyzed. Then machine learning algorithms are applied to assess the data and see the patterns if there are any deviations in it. And as the predictions are made on the current condition of the machine, it tells us how it might look in the X days or X months of time. And as predictions are made, maintenance teams receive alerts about potential failures, allowing them to act proactively and schedule maintenance in advance without interrupting production. So, this is how predictive maintenance works from a bird's eye view. Next, let's summarize the top benefits of predictive maintenance. The first one is reduced downtime. Like I mentioned, since we can expect failures in advance, repairs can be done in a timely manner, hence minimizing the downtime. Rather than relying on fixed schedules, the system uses a machine's actual data to optimize when maintenance should occur. Finally, by reducing the need for unplanned maintenance, the cost related to maintenance gets significantly reduced, leading to a better cost management. Regarding the price for this service, again, it might slightly differ as we might have to use different sensors and they might have varying prices associated with it. But for each machine, the average cost is around 88,000 per month, again a subscription model, depending on the number of sensors that needs to be installed and the parameters that are being monitored. And this cost again includes installation of the sensors, monitoring of the machines, then the solution itself, operations, training for the maintenance, and SLA for troubleshooting issues. Basically, a full scale solution that gives us the value of reduced unplanned downtime and a maintenance process that is driven by real time data. For the next application, we will see about sales, very different, and see how machine learning can be used to forecast sales in manufacturing. This might not be directly linked to OEM processes, but plays a very crucial role in sales and inventory for manufacturing. So when we talk about managing product and service demand, we know that all the industries are trying to make the right number of products at the right time. And this is specifically important for retailers because they also need to handle the perishable inventory as well. So both overstocking and understocking can have a huge negative impact on a business performance. Now, why this happens usually? So it happens because the data that is being used in sales has limitations. There could be a lack of flexibility in it, or it might be the aggregation of data that is happening might not be efficient, or even the existing solutions might not even have a proper business context to it. And upon that, the criticality it brings, because we all know that the company's growth is directly linked to its ability to forecast sales quickly and accurately. So, to address these niche and specific challenges in sales, the companies need to move towards a model that pulls in all the relevant data and gives us the customization that fits the specific needs. This is where machine learning can really make a difference. By using it in sales, it can help us to predict future performance more accurately as it brings all the data together in one platform, making it easier for us to spot the trends and opportunities that might be hidden in the data. Plus, with easy to use dashboards, as you can see here, the teams can see both the past data and the data projections in one place. And this kind of transparency within the data itself is huge because it lets us to respond to market changes naturally and quickly, building strategies of staying competitive in the market. Let's see how it can help us in detail. Firstly, it helps us to predict future sales by analyzing huge amount of historical data, which is manually impossible for us, and adding context like external factors that influence sales performance. Then it provides real-time insights that help companies adjust their production to meet the changing demand. By optimizing inventory levels, it helps us to reduce the risk of overstocking and shortages, promoting a balanced supply chain. Then it strengthens the pricing and marketing strategies, allowing the organizations to maximize the profitability. Next, it enables the creation of accurate and realistic budgets derived from the actual sales data that we are processing. Then it identifies if there are any potential risks that needs to be made for a far faster decision making process among the stakeholders. Next, let's go through process involved in it. The first step here is to collect historical data, usually around 3 to 5 years of past data. Sorry. Next, we need to decide on what time frame does the forecasting should happen, whether it should happen for a daily basis, weekly basis, or a monthly basis. Then we identify external data sources like macroeconomic data, consumer confidence, and even industry metrics and add them into the existing data in one platform. After that, we conduct market research to understand the market dynamics and consumer preference of the products or the services. Then we segment the sales into different product categories and customer preferences and create a distribution channel. This is very important because each product category might affect other product categories channel according to the customer preferences. And after that, we select the appropriate machine learning algorithm to build the forecast that we need and apply them to understand the product trends and understand their trajectory heading in the market. Finally, as we start to get more accurate predictions, the application becomes more mature over time and begins delivering the results exactly how we want them to do. Now that we have covered the process, the values, let's take a moment to summarize the top 3 benefits of machine learning in sales forecasting. First one is efficient resource planning, meaning that predictions of demand happens accurately, avoiding overproduction and cutting costs. Then it keeps the inventory levels just right to prevent the overstocking or shortages. Then it also factors in the trends and patterns for better forecasts and helps us to make better decisions on it. Cost wise, it is around 1,95,000 per month. Again, it's all inclusive and operated as a subscription model. But just like in the previous example, as we mentioned, we can customize this as well, which of course adds and affects the pricing in total. Now for the last application for today's session, let's shift the gears and talk about digital twin, which is going to play a very important role in transforming how we manage the operations in manufacturing. So what is this digital twin? Imagine having a virtual assistant for your operations, which is constantly analyzing the performance of the processes or machines, alerting you to any operational related problems and suggesting some improvements along the way. So this is exactly what a digital twin does. It bridges the gap between physical and digital world, helping teams to take better decisions and drive operation to reach its excellence. For example, the dashboard you see here shows the energy consumption across various parts of a building which was collected in real time. So whether it's HVAC systems, lighting or machinery, by analyzing these data, a digital twin can help us to see and understand how the energy consumption pattern is in real time. Identify if there are any inefficiencies in these data patterns for us to take any decisions on how to improvise energy saving strategies. Then it supports sustainability through highlighting those patterns that could potentially maximize the waste and reduce the building's carbon footprint. Now let's try to connect the dots. Everything we discussed so far, whether it's visual inspection or predictive maintenance, it's all rooted in the concept of digital twin. We can see a digital twin as a foundational framework for these advanced capabilities, and its role is to integrate and process the data, transforming it into an information for us to see, predict, and make confident decisions within the facility. In short, we can say that visual inspection and predictive maintenance are niche applications of digital twin that shows us how data-driven information can really revolutionize how we work, monitor, and optimize these operations. Let's see some core values of digital twin. Firstly, it helps us in simulation where we can test scenarios risk-free, saving time and reducing risks. It helps us to spot any bottlenecks and improve workflows for better efficiency. It uses data and helps us to expect issues and prevent downtime, like we saw in predictive maintenance. It helps us to speed up the product development faster by testing products digitally first and then in the production. Then it tracks performance of processes continuously, allowing us to do quick adjustments as and when it is required. Finally, it supports sustainability by helping us to save energy and cut down any of those wastage which is not required for a greener future that we all want. Now that we understand what value it brings to us, let's see some of the key benefits as well. With the digital twin, there will be an increase in the productivity, first of all, as it automates the process workflow and it reduces unnecessary hurdles in the process to get a higher output. It delivers real-time information to optimize performance of either machines or processes. Then it predicts issues early on, reducing sudden failures and repairs associated with it. Cost-wise, digital twin starts from 2,73,000 depending on what is connected. Again, both visual inspection and predictive maintenance can be connected together to a digital twin application as a unified platform. And the price includes everything that is from feasibility study, POC, and all the other phases like implementation, operation, and management that we saw earlier. But if there is a need for a separate implementation as individual components or modules of processes or machines, that can be done as well. And it will operate as standalone with or without a digital twin. With this, we reached end of my part. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I will now pass on the mic to Praveen.
Thank you, Vaishnavi, for walking us through the AI ML technologies that are set to be revolutionized in manufacturing setup. This is truly a game changer, isn't it? And with the cost effectiveness you highlighted, it is a clear the solution can be seamlessly adopted by the factories of any sizes. Great insights. Thank you once again. Moving to next, you may wonder how to implement these new technologies and tools in your factories, or how to adopt the new setups. And you may worried about whether this is simple or complex, right? The answer is here. Small steps can lead to an impact manufacturing 4.0 implementation in your ecosystem. At Opsio, we focus on your challenges and opportunities with a clear purpose-driven approach. As shown in the slide, we mentioned that as well. Purpose-driven implementation of technologies like AI, ML, and IoT does not have to be difficult, expensive, or risky. Let me justify the statement here. Start small, think big. We call it as SSTB approach. First, let's leverage the existing resources. Everything can be achieved without replacing the machineries or worrying about a machinery's age. Instead, smart add-on work connected to the IoT sensors and collecting the data can be possible. Second, begin with small scale implementation. Just start with one machine or a one process to minimize the risk and lower the initial investment. Focus on the area where a quick win can be possible. The third, roll out gradually. When you see the result, roll out the plan or the same strategies to every machine or every batch of the machines. The fourth, set a long-term strategy. As soon as you buy any machines or go with the innovation providers like Opsio, where we can take care of those new assets from the day one and integrate them into your existing dashboard, a one supplier approach can maintain the uniformity of your technologies and can be easy to obtain your effectiveness. By following this simple step, achieve and scale manufacturing 4.0 in your premises become practical reality. This approach allows you to secure short-term wins while positioning your organization to the long-term success. Let's talk about our offer. So, we are offering a free assessment discussions through these POCs. You know your challenges and opportunities very well, and we know our technologies and their implementation as well. So let's connect for an initial assessment, which is completely free of charge. We will help you with the solutions and provide you with the estimate. Upon your approval, we will implement the solution in your factory and demonstrate the result. Once you're satisfied, we can move ahead and do a full scale implementation. Let's take a small step first. Kindly reach out to me directly through an email or a phone. However, we are sharing a feedback form here in the chat. This will take a minute for you to fill up and we can shall connect to you soon, scheduling the meeting with you and with your interested application though. Further to this, we have upcoming webinar which is conducting in visual inspection on 25th of February. The session will guide you how we can make a quick and robust quality inspection using advanced technologies while avoiding unnecessary costs. These technologies can help you to eliminate quality issue associated with your legacy process and build a robust solution that improve both customer satisfaction and operational efficiency. Don't miss these opportunities to learn more how to transform your operation and achieve excellency. Let's meet on 25th. So we are end of this presentation. Once again, thank you for joining us today. We hope this session has inspired you to take the next steps towards the innovation and growth. Remember, small steps can lead the big change. Feel free to reach out to us for further discussion and do not forget us to join our upcoming webinar on 25th. Together, let's build a smart and more effective future. My special thanks to Vaishnavi and Namya for their exceptional presentation. Their insight were truly valuable to the webinar. Thank you once again for all for joining this webinar. Have a great day. Keep us following on Opsio India page in LinkedIn for more updates. Start small, think big. Thank you. Signing off.